Hey y'all, I wanted to do a really quick video to discuss the dentist. The dentist that you pick. Um, as everybody knows, I had my procedure, which is all on four, completed at Dun and One by Dr. Daniel Northback. Pretty sure I'm pronouncing his name correctly. Sorry, Doc, if not. um, Now, I did a ridiculous amount of research. I sent my CBCT scans to multiple dentists all across the country, some out of the country, because I really needed to gauge what was going to be the right procedure for me. But I also needed to gauge the actual dentist because I cannot stress this enough, and a lot of people I think will agree who have already had the procedure done, that your connection with the doctor means a lot, like a lot. Number one, because most of us have not had good experiences with dentists, and we are in a very vulnerable place, and we're choosing them to lead us on this journey. They look at teeth every day. They're going to know where to place. They're going to know how far the teeth need to come out, how long the teeth need to be, how round or square, the colors. They're going to guide you on all of this stuff. So you need to make sure you get all of the information. Patients, staff, dentist himself. If the dentist will not sit down with you, I tend to recommend not going to that dentist, especially if you're going to travel. And I know there's a lot of dentists out there that I hear are wonderful. I just didn't get to talk to them. And I can't pay somebody that kind of money if they can't sit down and have a conversation with me. For me, Dr. Dan was different. And he didn't just have a conversation with me. He spent 2.5 hours answering my questions. I tend to be a type A personality. He dealt with that very well, which is always a unique thing to see because not many people know how to deal with that. Now, if you have picked a dentist and they are not meeting your expectations, the first thing is you need to talk to somebody who is outside the situation, because you need to gauge whether or not it really is a problem or if you're having an emotional reaction to something. And when I say that, what I mean is when people are vulnerable, we tend to lash out as human beings. And this is normal. I've done it. You've done it. It happens. But we need to check ourselves, or at least have somebody check us. Am I crazy here? Here's the situation. This is how I'm looking at it. And if you're the friend or the family member or the spouse of somebody who is going through this, you need to ask some questions yourself. Oh, well, did you try this? Did you try that? Because you need to gauge whether or not it truly is a problem or if it's more of an emotional freak out. There was one moment towards the end of my procedure where I really fixated on the final product. And Doc kept asking me, do you like these teeth or do you like that teeth? And the truth of the matter was, I didn't like any of my temporaries. They were bulky in my mouth. They tasted funny. I felt like I had a hockey puck in my mouth. I didn't like any of them. I felt like Mr. Ed, to be perfectly honest. And I was really freaking out because I traveled to go and have my procedure done. And because of that, all I kept thinking about was, oh my God, if I make the wrong decision, these are the teeth I have to live with forever. But y'all, I had that conversation with the dentist. I went in and I was just very honest with him. I said, here's how I'm feeling. He asked me how, what color I wanted, and, did I feel like my canines needed to be more precise, or, you know, did I like the more square teeth or the more round teeth? And I just told him, Doc, I don't know how these real teeth, these zirconias are going to fit in my mouth. I don't know how I'm going to feel about them. And I don't know. It's hard to decide in a week when you've went your whole life with not great teeth. And he looked at me, eye contact, and he said, look, give me 6 months. Trust me for 6 months. We're going to make some decisions about your teeth. And it's not like I'm just going to release you. You have to heal. And when you heal, you might need some adjustments. And if you need some adjustments, then we'll make some adjustments. And it's really just that simple. And in that moment, I actively chose to let go. Let go of the reins. Let me trust the doctor that I picked. You have to trust the doctor you picked. Now, I say all that to say this. If you made a mistake with the doctor that you picked, and these things happen. Hey, some folks are really, really good at putting on a mask and pretending to be a great person and a great human being. We see it all the time. So if you pick the wrong dentist and your experience is bad, you have a couple of options. The first thing you need to do is have a verbal, face-to-face, if possible, conversation with your dentist. You need to even if that means scheduling an appointment for a Zoom conference or an in-office meeting, that where you're not in the chair. You can't be in the chair for this. You've got a professional, eye-to-eye contact. And you're going to have to be a little assertive. Now, that does not mean rude. Don't be rude. People are so rude these days. We got to stop doing that. Nothing gets accomplished that way. But you can be honest. So sit down and have an honest conversation with your dentist. And dentists out there, I'm just going to tell you, if there are any that watch these things, which probably not, but if there are, you need to understand, and this is because you do have your teeth, that this is a very emotional journey. It's so emotional. You almost mourn that part of your body and losing a piece of yourself. And you're embarrassed, and you're just feeling a lot of negative emotions. You chose this field for a reason. And in that, you're going to have to accept that, sometimes people are going to take things out on you. I think that the more direct you can be with one another, the better the relationship is going to be. The better relationship you have, it's going to make the entire experience great. If you still feel like your dentist is a great dentist, but maybe falling a little short, it could be that he or she has too much on their plate. Let them know. They don't know unless you tell them. So, and I'm not saying let their staff know. You can let them know too. You need to have a conversation with the dentist. This is what you picked this dentist for. Remember why. And so, show grace, but be assertive. There's nothing wrong with that. If you get bad work, and I've seen this a couple times, I've talked to a couple of people about some bad experiences, which that absolutely breaks my heart. This is a lot of money, and I have listened to people who have refinanced their home, who have taken out multiple loans, who have shut down their retirement accounts to get this done. So, and there are a lot of situations where the right dentist was not picked. If that happens, make some phone calls. Find a dentist who can help you. They do exist, okay? Do not let the stress of that situation and the fear stop you from getting help. There are still a lot of good dentists out there, so find them. I wish they would just, we could just see, here I am, I'm a great dentist, call me. But they all say that, so you're going to have to find them. You're going to have to talk to patients. You're going to have to talk to them about your situation, see if they'll have a conversation with you about your situation. My rule of thumb is if a dentist won't talk to you, I wouldn't spend a whole lot of time with that dentist. This is way too much money, and especially if you need any kind of corrective work, you're going to spend more money. It's unfortunate, but maybe you can find a dentist who will at least work with you. So, because bad work can be detrimental too. So, that is my lesson for this week, and probably the second longest video I've done. But I do want to stress that the dentist-patient relationship is very important. You are worth the time. You paid for professional time. So find some middle common ground and have a conversation. Because us on this side, we're very vulnerable. The dentists, the professionals, they tend to have a lot going on too, especially the good dentists. So that is my TED Talk for the day. I'll see you guys later.